Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 64 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. We're continuing to focus on communication this month. And yesterday we talked about various modes of communication. And today I'm going to share some tools with you to rate yourself on these different modes of communication and decide where are you the strongest, build on that. Where are you the weakest, and ask yourself, does that matter? Does me being a weak written communicator mean that I'm going to struggle communicating with other people or creating the goals and objectives and the things that I want in my life? If the answer is yes, if it's going to matter, then we want to find ways to improve and work on it. If it's not going to matter, guess what? Just keep focusing on your strengths and moving forward. And as it becomes necessary to try out and do and get better at different modes of communication, then you'll go ahead and do that. Maybe the time isn't right now. So what are some of these tools we can use? I'm going to grab my magnifying glass and share some of them. And I'll tell you, I'm actually excited to try out a couple of these, especially the automated ones, the automated tools, the AI tools, because I'm super curious about AI. I have not really I haven't even scratched the surface of looking at it for myself personally and my businesses, but I think it's time. I think it's probably a year past time, but I am not necessarily an early adopter of technology and ideas. Ideas, yes. Technology, not so much, because of my own personal challenges and my own reasons, right? We all have our reasons for things. I've got a sister who is an early adopter and buys the latest, greatest everything. So I guess I let her test it out, and then if it works, I might explore it. If it's not for me, then I'm just going to ignore it. So verbal communication. What are some tools that we can use to evaluate ourselves on? And I will caution, self-evaluation is super important, and we need to reflect and figure out what's working for us, what isn't. But don't rely solely on self-reflection, right? Otherwise, we get in this loop of we're convincing ourselves that the way we think is the absolute right way. It might be the right way for us, but it might not work out in the real world, right? It might be a challenge. It might cause us more challenges in our communication and relationships than we really have to put ourselves through. So we want to self-reflect, but don't only self-reflect. I hope that makes sense. And I think it will as I share tools and examples. So verbal communication. What are some tools we can use to self-analyze our verbal communication skills? Number one, we can record our speech and do a speech analysis. We can self-recorded speech analysis is a tool that we can use to analyze our speaking and find out how many filler words are we using, how many pauses, what's our tone of voice, what's our energy level feel like, etc. Secondly, we can use AI-powered speech analyzers, and this is one I'm going to look into. One that was recommended was Oral and Udly and Oral, and I'm going to personally check those out because I want to go through some of my videos and get some self-reflection. I'm going to do a painful confession. I do not go back and rewatch my videos, partly because I create so many, and partly because I just haven't made it a priority. But I know I need to, so that I can become a better communicator, so that I can share messages in a clear and concise way instead of rambling like I tend to do and using filler words. I like to think I'm better at not using so many ums, and pauses as I think, but I probably am still pretty bad at it, and there's lots of room for improvement. So I'm excited about the AI-powered assessment tools, because I think it's a way to get an outside perspective versus me just having to watch my videos. And guess what? If I just watch my videos, I'm already prejudiced toward them. Either I'm going to be too critical, or I'm not going to be nearly critical enough. Peer feedback surveys. This is one of my personal favorite ways to get feedback and get input on any type of communication, but especially on verbal communication, because I want people that will say, oh my God, Sharon, that was just painful to watch, and this is why, specifically this is why, and so I can change things that aren't working, right, and aren't working for my audience. But peer feedback surveys, asking people to review your stuff, especially people you know, like, trust, and care about, and want to get feedback from, and you know that their feedback is designed to help you. That's one of the best ways to get an outside look on your content and feedback for your content. Secondly, nonverbal communication, understanding body language. And this is another area, as I scratch my head, I'm thinking that I like to have tools to use because maybe I'm not that good at noticing how I'm behaving, how I'm talking, or what my hands are doing or what my facial expressions are doing. So video self-analysis. We can use video tools we can record ourselves doing videos and then have those videos analyzed. We can watch them and analyze them just like our verbal communication, but how open-minded and how much will we actually even allow ourselves to see? Another tool is mirror practice, practicing in the mirror. I talk about this a lot. I do this a lot, right? Look yourself in the eye, talk in the mirror, watch yourself, and you'll be amazed and sometimes horrified at what you see. And that allows us to change. When we see something we like, we keep doing it. When we see something we don't like, we can stop doing it. And finally, there's apps like Body Language AI. And again, I'm excited about this one because if I can automate something and have an outside look at it, I think that's actually more valuable than me figuring it out and realizing it and seeing it myself. It's just a lot faster and easier. And I'm all about faster, easier, more efficient, and more effective, right? Third, written communication, grammar and readability checkers. We can use things like Grammarly, Hemingway Editor, Pro Writing Aid. There's all kinds of tools and apps and things that we can use to analyze our written communication. And that's probably there's probably the most tools for written communication because it's so easy to have something survey and read a document and say, okay, well, this doesn't make sense. This isn't clear. Your punctuation and your grammar is horrible. Let's fix that. I mean, all of our word processors nowadays have those tools built in. How many of us use them on a regular basis? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Self-scoring rubrics, and you can use a structured rubric to assess factors such as coherence, tone, persuasiveness, readability, clarity, conciseness of your message, etc. And then again, peer reviews and feedback. Ask people that are great writers, that you consider great writers, that are friends or mentors of yours, to take a look at your writing and say, okay, yeah, your tone doesn't match your audience at all. Maybe you want to take a look at that. Or you're writing as a professor and scientist and lecturer, and your audience is looking for a peer and a friend and a mentor and a coach. And those are totally different styles of writing. Fourth, digital communication, assessing our online presence and our engagement. Now, here's an area where there are a gazillion tools, right? But you can find a couple that work best for you. Email effectiveness checklists are always a good idea. And you can look at the statistics for your email, openability, feedback, comments, action taken, etc. Social media analytics. Every one of our social media accounts have analytics linked them. I think most of them do now. And you can look and see how many likes, how many views, how many comments, etc. How long people watch your videos, for example. And then there's virtual meeting performance reviews. When you do virtual meetings, you can ask for performance reviews and have people fill out a quick little, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 question survey at the end of your video meeting, right? Why would you not want to do that? Why would you not? If you're taking the time to meet with somebody on video, why wouldn't you ask them for their feedback? I do every single time. Not every single time, okay? If it's not my meeting, I don't, but if it's my meeting, I often ask for feedback. I'm not as annoying as every single utility or business that you call that says, at the end of this call, would you like to fill out a survey? No, electric company, I do not want to fill out a survey. Your phone wait times, your phone etiquette is horrible. Your automated system stinks. I don't want to fill out a survey because I think you already know, but you don't care, right? Utilities, I think, are one of the worst at that for customer service because they put up these automated things that are not user-friendly, take forever, and act like that's the answer to customer service. Anyway, so how do you begin your communication journey in terms of improvement? Well, first of all, you do a self-assessment, right? It's fast and easy to look at your stuff and say, okay, this is my number one area to improve right now. So for example, I want to make my videos better. I have not really put a concerted effort into that, but I want to make them better and more appropriate to the group that I'm talking to, right? Right now, I'm just mostly with two groups, Supersize Your Business, and this group, Be a Better You Annual Challenge. So how can I serve this group better with my videos and verbal, so it's both digital and verbal communication, right? So I'll use those tools. Like I said, I'm excited to check out the AI tools today and see, I'm a little scared, but to see what they show me and what they tell me, and how accurate and how actionable the information I get out of that is. So I'm going to go and, after I make my videos today, as when I sneak it into my schedule, check out a couple of these tools. And if you're curious, ask, and I will report back how they perform for me, and then you can decide if you want to check them out or not too. That's it for today. Today, self-reflect on different modes of communication. Where are you the strongest? Where are you the weakest? Does it matter? Where are you the strongest? How can you build on that? And note it in your annual challenge journal, because I'm assuming that you have one by now and that you've had one since at least day 5. All right. Have an awesome day. If I can help in any way, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.